Developed a new app that helps those trying to beat addiction stay sober. It's called iTether, and it helps outpatients stay connected with the devices necessary to stay on track.
As Team 12's Matt Yurus reports, this could be a game changer.
Brad Wild, co-founder of iTether, and Steve Grams, founder of Sage Counseling, believe rehabilitating addicts leaving clinics or prison for that matter must have a constant connection between them and their care. Without it,
they will fail. The odds are 90% plus.
The pair say this challenge brought about iTether, a telemedicine approach that provides patients a platform to video conference, obtain lesson material, and even find a job and housing.
And we have people that are often somewhat ambivalent about being in treatment. They're kind of pushed to come see us because they're in trouble with the law or relationship problems. And being able to work with them when they're not in the office and stay connected really is valuable.
For the app's co-founder, it's personal. He says he has been a recovering addict for many years.
So it became very clear to me some years ago that having a robust outpatient program for any kind of facility is the answer to sustained wellness for somebody.
Wild acknowledges the best advice for an addict is still get a sponsor, go to meetings, and read the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. But the app is going to reach a whole new generation. Matt Yurus, 12 News.
Now, patients do have to be teamed up with a participating health care provider. Some here in Arizona are already part of the program.